and we're going to do, we flipped over, and so now we're on our stomach.
Yeah. So we're going to work on our upper trunk extension.
Cats and humans.
So the first thing that we're going to do is come up into the Sphinx position. This is elbows under your shoulders and hands out in front. Now at the same time, before you come on down again, Janet, for a moment, you're going to tuck your pelvis just a little bit here. Now you are getting a little bit of a flat back here because you need to protect your low back as you extend your upper back. And now she's going to push up into the Sphinx position. And from here, you're looking straight ahead at something in front of you. You're not hyperextending your neck. Look up, Janet, high. You're not doing this. You're looking straight forward at something in front of you. And what you can do at this point is you can come down and push back up again for one thing. Yeah, and push back up. Remember to try to use your upper back muscles to pull first. Let your arms follow. Go slow. And come on back up. There's more extension.
So what am I working here? Point with the stick.
Right here you should be working these muscles in here. Another area where we tend to underuse as we sit at our computers all day. Okay.
But I'm not trying to arch up, because for me and a lot of people like me, that's a severe strain on your lower back. So I'm not trying to come up here.
That's right.
I'm not doing any of that. This is a totally different thing.
We're just working our upper trunks right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to go into hands and knees position.
Well, first, we're doing...
We can do more extension, but you'd have to put your hands together like a little tent and put your head on it. And you're going to keep your head on your forehead on your hands and lift your upper trunk, elbows, and your whole arms, everything off the floor. Yes, and down, slowly. Again, you've got to have your abs engaged to do this well. And when you come down, let everything relax. This is, again, working this area. And for those of you who sit at computers, this is an excellent exercise to get your upper trunk stronger. So you don't get
big breath, I'm taking a big breath all the way up.
Yeah. And some of you will not be able to do this if you have tightness in your upper back. So you'll have to stretch out first. Remember, when you're watching Janet, she's very strong.
Well,
it doesn't mean that you have to be able to do it the number of reps or the degree of range of motion that she can do it. You do what your body tells you to do. You work through your range of motion. You do the reps until you feel you get tired. You should never be working through pain. You should only work to the point where your body feels like it has done good exercise and you are able to manage it without pain. Okay, let's go on to hands and knees. Hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips. For those of you with any osteopenia or osteoporosis, you're going to avoid the cat position, that one.
We love the cat position, but we're not allowed to do it if we're older and have any kind of osteopenia, osteoporosis.
Okay, but what you can do is flat back, and you can also do extension, which is the cow. So you can work on those as well. But again, these are slow movements, so you're working through the spine. You're trying to articulate the spine, but you're not jarring anything.
So I'm just going from flat to down?
Yes, if you have osteopenia, osteoporosis.
But if you don't have any of those aforementioned things,
you can go all the way into the cat, sorry.
The cat.
And now we will get a flat back, get your pelvis flat. Think again of those bones in the front. And now I'm going to use the ruler to show you that this is the area that you are thinking about. Can you just fix your shirt right there? Yeah. This is the area that you're going to think about in the, what we call the bird dog. You may have to scoot back just a little, get your arm up. Yeah. Okay, so we don't want this to tilt. So as you lift one leg out behind you, you're going to keep your pelvis flat. Beautiful correction there. And also remember to keep your tummy engaged. Okay, so it's not how high you lift your leg, it's how much you can control your core.
Like you have a little lemon on your butt and you don't want it to fall off one side.
That's right. And Janet, bring your leg down just a little. If that's all you can lift, that's perfectly fine, as long as this is flat. Just flatten this a little bit towards me. Good. And keep your tummy engaged. Okay. So now you're going to try to
Where am I
lift
looking?
the opposite arm. You're looking down right
in
about
front.
here.
Okay.
Yep. Lift your opposite arm. Keep your pelvis flat. Good. Excellent. So this is, again, you've got neutral pelvis. And then return. You could also we'll do this on the other side. Get yourself oriented again. Bring out one leg.
Engaging my core.
Yeah. Keep your pelvis flat. Good. Out. If you want, if you are at an advanced stage, you can bring your elbow in to touch your knee. Underneath. Here. Yep.
Oh.
And go back out again.
Well, that's nice. And what are we doing when we're doing
But
that?
at this you're doing some abs. And that actually is a nice crunch, to be honest with you. It's a safe crunch here. But you're watching that the pelvis is staying flat. And that's the most important part of this exercise. Because if your pelvis isn't flat, all you're doing is leg extension and arm extension. You're not doing any core work.
Okay, then we switch.
Yeah. You can do repetitions as Janet just did. You can do 5.
I usually, if you can't see in a mirror, I just put my hand here and see
Exactly.
if I don't have Amy whacking my butt with a yardstick.
Yeah. And again, you're moving slowly through this. It's actually harder to move slower than it is to move faster because you take away any momentum.
So I do that same thing I did in the butterfly one, where I'm using this time to work on my core, engaging here, but also stretching as far as I can with my arm and with my leg, and then working all of those joints in my hands and my feet, working all the bones and muscles right through them.
Yeah, and when you're working your toes, remember to separate your toes as much as you can and then to bring them together. It's easy for us to do that with our fingers. It's not so easy to us to do that with our toes.
So once again, I start up here and I'm going to go, no, try to get it.
You should
Engage
feel
my
your
core
abs
here.
engaged. Think of your pelvic girdle here. You might want to think of
Kegels.
tilting your, keeping your cheeks pressed together. Tilting your tailbone down a little bit towards the floor is a good way to get your flat pelvis if you can't think of another way to get it.
Big breath, and let it go. And all the way in. Slower, Janet, do it slower. Okay, Amy.
And this is an advanced core exercise if you do it correctly. It's really easy to do incorrectly. So if you are going to really want to get that stability, you want that what we call the lumbopelvic stability, you've got to be able to do this correctly. And it's not easy to do correctly.
Okay.
And you're going down, for those of you again who have any osteoporosis, osteopenia, make sure your back is flat in here, like Janet's is right here, if you're doing the child's pose. So you're not arched over.
Okay.
Great.
All right.